why we are still here. We had a question.
All right, so like I'm in kind of a, I don't know, weird mood, I guess. I'm like kind of delirious. I'm really tired. And I feel like I'm like being sarcastic and kind of funny. So this question is really tough to answer right now because it affords like a real answer, like a serious answer, and I don't really have one right now. But I'll find one. So the reason we stay here, like the differences between wherever, the United States or other countries in here, the freedom here is fucking awesome. Like you get to do pretty much whatever you want. And as long as you have money, you can do whatever you want. Like I haven't had to have a credit check or a background check or file for insurance for God knows what. I haven't had to pay exorbitant taxes. People leave you alone as long as you treat them with respect. Like, there's something awesome about that. There's something like very addicting about Cambodia. Because of that, I see so many people, expats and whatever, like they show up here and they're like, oh, you know, I'm going to stay here for a week, or people are traveling and I want to be here for a week or 2 weeks or whatever. And then all of a sudden they're here for, you know, years. And it happens all the time. I know so many people that said that and then all of a sudden they find themselves here and they're just here all the time because this place for some reason has made a lot of the things that are very difficult in Western society very easy here. All the bullshit that you have to kind of deal with in, especially America, all of it, all the red tape is what we call it, all the legal shit you have to deal with in the United States, they've gotten rid of here. They don't even fucking have it. Like you just, it's a lot of, you know, so the best kind of explanation is with the rent or with like renting a place. You go to the place, you say, I want to rent this place. You guys figure out a price, you pay them that price, and then you move in. Like that's it. That's all it is. You sign a contract that says 6 months to a year, but you don't have to fucking follow it. All that happens is they'll keep whatever deposit that you had, and that's it, right? United States, what happens is you have like homeowner fees or rental fees on top of your rent. You have insurance that you need to pay. You have to go through a background check and a credit check, which you also have to pay for. Everything's generally a lot more expensive. If you leave, then there's a lot of other issues. And if the apartment complex figures that you owe money, they'll send creditors to come after you, and then they'll hurt your credit score, which means that it's really hard to find a new place to live because they'll do credit checks wherever you go from there. Like, pretty much all of that is like really confusing, but that's the way the Western society, the United States works. Fucking Cambodia don't work like that, like at all. It's strictly cash. Cash or, you know, through ABA, whatever the bank, it doesn't matter. Like, as long as you have money and you pay them, you stay as long as you want. That's how it works. The people here are really cool too. Like, they don't like infringe on your privacy and on your space. And that means like physically, and then also, they don't talk about politics, they don't talk about religion, they don't bring up any of that shit. We don't bring it up. Like, all those like triggering topics that we kind of find ourselves in the Western worlds, or in America at least, they don't have those here. They just don't do that. And, you know, there's a lot of people that will say why, right? There's a reason that they don't bring up that stuff. But I won't ever get into that because, especially, you know, talking about politics in general of another country, the only politics I talk about is the politics of my own country, Like I have no place to talk about the politics of this country. So in general, like there's just so much, it's so much easier for a lot of the things that were so difficult for me in the United States. I don't have to drive anywhere, ever. It's fucking awesome. Some people love driving. I fucking hate it. Like I've been in 10 car accidents. I can't stand driving. I'm not a very good driver. So yeah, like there are so many aspects of this place that are just different. And there's some beauty to it, right? Where there's this thing that's completely opposite than where I came from on all levels. So, I mean, that's a big reason why I found myself here and stayed here. It's a big reason why we're still here. We are going to be moving, but in general, like, we're not exactly sure when that's going to be. It'll probably be, it'll be sooner than later. But we will we will end up leaving. But while we're here, we make the best of it. I mean, it's really cheap. We're going to get like a big ass house to live in. Like a villa, what do you call it?
Yeah, a villa.
It's BB's back there just listening to everything I'm saying.
Yeah.
She's like...
It's completely different. My country doesn't have that things like you just said.
Oh, yeah, Russia, they don't have that?
You just have money.
Right.
You go, you pay, and you live.
Which is how it should be. Maybe we should go there and live.
We don't have it. I'm like... Really?
Oh, you're like curious about how the United States is.
Yeah, I'm really shocked right now.
Yeah,
So it's not easy to rent a thing right there.
No, a lot of people don't realize that in the United States.
Wow.
Like the United States makes everything, a lot of things really difficult, right? Like you have to do paperwork, you have to sign all sorts of shit, you have to get background checks and credit checks. There's ways through it, but places that don't do credit checks and background checks are usually very sketchy or dangerous or shitty.
All right.
So any nicer place, it's always background checks, credit checks, and background checks, they'll do like a legal background check. And then they also, which I think they do a legal background check, but I know that they do a background check when it comes to previous places that you've lived. So they'll like talk to your previous landlord and be like, how were they?
Really?
Yeah, they can do that too. So like there's...
Here too.
Huh?
Here too.
Yeah, here it's just different though. Here it's not, there's no legal shit to it. Right?
No, it's not a paperwork thing.
No, it's just word of mouth.
Out of Asian curiosity. Is he or she okay to pay good rent?
Yeah, and it's all about the money. It's all about the money.
To pay me double?
Yeah, they don't worry. Yeah, exactly. Can he pay more? Because they're like, we're Westerners. We're kind of like.
We pay more.
Always, you pay more. So if you're
freedom, we pay.
For freedom, we pay.
Yeah.
So we pay taxes in another way. Mm-hmm. We pay them to the local population, which I'm way better with, right? Than giving it to the government. So yeah, that's it. Those are kind of the reasons why we stay here, just in general. But thank you for that question, or for the comment.
For the comment and question.
I think it was both, right?
Yeah. Whoa, okay, out of the camera. What is the rent fee?
For what?
You said you need to pay the rent fee.
Oh, like rental fee. Basically, like rental fee would be for any people that had to come there and like for security that was outside, or for the cleaning of or like mowing the lawns and shit outside.
So it's not included to the rent, right?
No.
Oh, here they just include it. That's why you get the overall price.
Yeah, but that price will change. There's no like set price on it a lot of times. You can finagle that into your contract, but in general, usually it's like this month we're doing this or whatever, and this is how much the rental fee will be or whatever.